Okay, this video is going to show my attempt at getting together a what would most commonly be referred to as a bob or a bug out bag. I heard someone online recently, I can't remember who it was, but I'll mention their name on here, refer to it as a get home bag. I actually prefer that title, get home bag. It doesn't have a cute little acronym for that, but that's what I usually think of this bag as being. This is for in case I'm somewhere, I get stranded, road is washed out, I'm stranded in the, you have to leave my van of my vehicle, I have to survive in the woods or the wilderness for a little while. Hopefully just a couple of days. So keep in mind when I'm putting this together and when I'm showing you things, I'm not putting together a bag that's going to help me survive indefinitely in the wild. I'm just building something that's going to get me through 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, until I can be either rescued or find my way out or die trying. So that's my goal with this bag. So don't say, oh, this bag's not going to get you forever, because that's not its intent. It's just to keep me alive until I can be found, until I can be rescued, or until I can find my own way out. So we'll start going over what's in it, and I'll get a little more into depth when we do. Okay, the pack I have chosen to use here is a basic little backpack. It's a tree stand pack, so it has a front section with a lot of little elastic sections and pouches to put stuff in. Then it's got a back section which is more of a big open container. It also has, I believe it's a half-gallon water system in it for drinking, which I do have water in the car that I can fill that when I need to, but I'll talk about that more later. And let's go over with what's inside the pack and the outside package. Okay, let's go over what's in the front section of the bag here. K-bar knife. Very good knife to have for a situation like this. They're not the best knife in the world, but they are a good knife for something like this. Signal flares. These are road flares, but they can be used for other purposes. They can be used for like signaling aircraft at night if you have a search party out looking for you, signaling a search party that may be in a distance. They can even be used for starting a fire or warding off a predator if you had to. Signal mirror. This is great in the daytime for signaling aircraft that are on a search party or someone who's up on a ridge looking down for you and you're in a valley. It's basically a mirror with a hole in it. You line it up with them and flash them. Nice little signal device. It's just a little compass just to find your way out of the woods if you get stuck there. This is a Paul Bunyan axe. Does a really good job of being a little axe. I mean, it's a good little axe. I've tried it out before. I actually had 2 of them, and one of them I use, and it does a pretty good job. This one is just for the bag. In here, big lighters. You know what big lighters look like. Don't need to show you those. Hand warmers. These are a really good idea if you have to do something that requires some dexterity and you can't keep your gloves on for the whole time and it's cold weather. You get your hands cold. Have a couple of these for your gloves to help you warm up faster after you put your gloves back on. This little pouch is some acetaminophen. You never know when you're going to need acetaminophen. It's always a good thing to have around. Fire lighters. These are good in conjunction with the lighter. Help you build a fire. Makes it nicer and easier. Over in this pouch, there's some water purification tablets if I run out of water. And in this pouch there's some chapstick. I don't need to show you that. You know what chapstick looks like. Most people don't think to put chapstick in their bag, but I hate chapped lips, so I wouldn't want to be having the misery of being stranded somewhere compounded by having chapped lips. Another thing in here is the crank flashlight. These are always nice to have around. This one hasn't been cranked for a while, so I don't know if it has any juice, but nope. So what you do with these is you just, as you can see when I'm cranking it, it's coming on there. So it must have been left on last time I used it because the switch is already on. And it just comes on. It has a flashing mode too, so you can signal with them. They're nice. You don't get a lot out of the cranks, but if you crank it for a little while when you need some light, they're good for when you need some light for a short time. They're LED. It's always good to have those. I do have a battery flashlights in the car, which I hope will be good when I need them. A larger mag light and a smaller Phoenix light. But if they're dead, that's what I would go to at night. In fact, I would save the batteries on them a lot when I just needed light for a little while and use that. Other than the axe and the knife, the other weapon that I want to have a weapon with me just in case I get lost, I carry a little revolver. Revolver's great for everyday carry, but if I was stuck somewhere in the woods for a long period of time, I'd want something a little stronger than a revolver, a little more capacity. So I keep in this bag a Smith H&K USP Compact. Good gun. Good, but not a high capacity gun. This one's only got a 10 round mag. But I do keep, I got a strap here that I stick it down into there. And then I got another strap here that ties it down tight. But I have another mag over here, another 10 rounder mag for it right here loaded. And I do keep another thing of ammo in the box just in case. But that's what I keep in this part. So now we'll move on to show you the stuff that I'll be putting in the other sections. Okay, let's go over some of the non-perishable contents that are going to go into the bag here. Just some basic stuff. A lot of stuff I'm sure I'm not thinking of yet that hopefully some people will leave me some reminders to add. But let's go over a couple things here. One is duct tape. I went with the silver reflective duct tape. I was really tempted to buy the camo because it looked cool, but I thought silver reflective because I might need it to be seen more easily, so I thought silver reflective duct tape for that. First aid kit, pretty self-explanatory. Q-tips, you never know what you're going to need Q-tips for. Waterproof match holder with some matches in it in case my lighters don't work. Snake bite kit. Basic multi-tool. A whistle, good for signaling. If you have a search party looking for you can hear them. Make some noise with that. This is an entrenching tool, collapsible shovel. Really nice, useful item to have around. Some tie downs, you know, some cable ties. Those are always nice to have around. Some rope, in case you have to set up a tent or anything like that. That's always good for that. A cheap holster here for the gun that I have in the back of the pack in case I ever need to carry it in a way that's more accessible. Nice cheap nylon holster that I can stick that inside my waistband with. Underneath that is a lightweight poncho in case you get wet, if you don't want to get rained on. Tube tent, I think I said that already, but that with the rope can set you up a nice little tent to sleep in, keep you out of the rain. Some ammo for the gun, because you never have enough ammo. Also underneath that's a thermal blanket. You always want to have a thermal blanket with you. Some bug repellent wipes. Those are nice to have around, keep the bugs off of you. This is itch relief spray. It's always nice to have that too. In case you get a bug bite or something, or a rat poison ivy or something on you, that helps with that a little bit. These are wet wipes. You know, you have to go to the bathroom. Nature calls even when you're stuck in nature. So that's always good to have around. But that's most of the stuff I'm going to carry in here. The one thing I will show you that I don't know if it's a good idea to have it or not, but I want to have it with me anyway. And this is a crank radio. It's just a radio. It operates. You power it by cranking it. It's got weather band, shortwave 1, 2, 3, and 4, AM, FM. So, you know, even TV. So if you're stuck somewhere and you want to hear what the weather coming is, if this is still serviceable, you can get a signal. It might be useful. It's not very heavy at all, so I figure I'll carry it. Even if I don't need it, it's not like it's carrying a lot. Like I'm carrying a lot of weight. If I got out in the woods and it wasn't doing me any good and it was too much weight, I'd just throw it away. I can always get another one. But that's what goes inside the pack. That's the non-perishable items that go inside the pack. Next I'll talk about some perishable items I'm putting in there. And water. So let's move on to that. Okay, as far as perishable items go, I'm not really putting a lot in the bag. As I said, this bag isn't to keep me alive indefinitely. This bag is to keep me alive a day or two, maybe 3, maybe a week at most. That's until I can be rescued, until someone can find me. So I just keep a minimal amount of food in there. You don't need a whole lot of food to keep you alive for a few days or even a week. You can actually go the whole time without eating if you have to. And if you can't find anything else. But I take some stuff that will help me get through. You know, Snickers bars. They're high in calories. They're like nearly 300 calories a bar. A couple of these a day will keep you going if you have to use it. I keep some jerky treats in there. These are beefsteaks. Both of these are good for a couple of years. You change them out every couple of years. You know, every year if you want to be super safe. But every 2 years they're probably going to be okay. I've had Snickers bars that I've found that are 2 years old that were still good. I didn't eat them, but I cut them up and smelled them and everything. They were good. I'm not a big fan of Snickers bars, but I like them if I'm really hungry. Another thing to take that's really high in calorie that keeps really well is peanut butter. That jar of peanut butter right there, I had it in my cabinet for a little while before I decided to put it in this bag, and it's still good till March of 2013. So that tells you how good peanut butter keeps. As long as that's unopened, that's going to be good for another 2 years. And it was a few months old when I put it in here. And then some cans of chicken noodle soup. they'll keep for a couple of years too. You know, if you just change this stuff out every 2 years, this stuff out every year to 2 years, you'll be fine on this stuff. And like I say, I could survive a week on this easily. This would be enough calories to keep me alive for a week. With no problem whatsoever. I probably wouldn't even be that malnourished when they found me. Might be lose a couple of pounds, but not too much. So I figure that's enough, and it's not that heavy. And the good thing about everything in here can be eaten just as is. Doesn't need to add water. Doesn't need to be heated up. Nothing. I mean, you can eat Campbell's chicken noodle soup if you're hungry, right straight out of the can. Just make sure you have a spoon in your bag. It's always a nice thing to throw in. But so you can see there, not a whole lot of food. Now, as far as water goes, I have a couple of cases of water in my car. And I use the bottled water. The bag I have had, like I said, has I think it's a half-gallon bladder in it for a water tube for you to drink while you're on the move. So I can use the bottle in the bottles to fill that, and then shove several more bottles in it. Several bottles of water will keep me alive for days. I mean, days and days and days and days. So I think I'll be okay on the water. And then I have the water filtration tablets if I need them to. So I just keep a case of bottled water in the car. That's my emergency water. I'll fill the bladder, throw the bottles in, a few extra bottles in the bag, and I'll be set to go. And it won't add that much more weight. So that's my bug out bag right now. If you can think of anything I haven't added, feel free to let me know. If you think of any good ideas, feel free to let me know. Or some stuff you think I don't need, let me know. I'm just really curious. This is my first attempt at this. Really, I had a bag before in the car that had some survival stuff in it, but it wasn't really a suitable bag to carry with you, and didn't have nearly as much stuff in it. So, like I say, it's my first attempt, so feel free to let the criticism flow.